heard about the death of Hayden Panettiere, and it's a tad bit overwhelming. It's very sad, and I think one of the things that hits home for me is that she's 36 years old. She's so young. I'm 36 years old. I grew up watching her, seeing her in Scream, watching her in um, on Disney, and I think one of the biggest things that it kind of highlighted for me is that as humans, our life is so fragile. Like, it's you'll be here today and gone tomorrow. Like, in the blink of an eye, things can change. And I think with that, it just reminds me so much of our mortality. And every single time when I'm reminded of death, it's not that I'm afraid, it's that this thought that comes back to me is that I don't want, when it's my time, or even worse, when I'm on my deathbed at 90 years old. I'm hoping that I live that long, but say that I live to 90 years old, I'm on my deathbed saying, I regret that I didn't try, that I never did the things that I wanted to do, that I didn't build a business, I didn't travel, I didn't take the trip, I didn't lose the weight, I wasn't in my best health, I didn't feel my best, I wasn't confident, I didn't take the risk, or even worse, that I could have or should have done things. I think that's one of my biggest fears and one of the things that drives me so hard and reminds me so much that I don't want, when it's my time, I get there and I didn't do all that I wanted to do. I think seeing someone that's like my age, 36 years old, she's so young, you know, pass off, and she just seemed to have such a bright future, and she was so charismatic and full of life and light and joy. It reminds me how much of my time and my life that I don't want to waste, and that my commitment to myself is to live fully, to live the most abundantly, most expressively, to live and shine, put put my light out there as best as possible. And I think if I can leave anything with you, with just the perspective shift that I've had over the last few years, is if there's anything that you want to do, anything that has been holding you back, you wanted to dance, you wanted to sing, you wanted to act, build a business, write, journal, whatever it is, lose weight, you're afraid that, you know, you're too old or people are going to judge you, or whatever it is that's going through your mind, the circumstances, you don't have the money, you don't have the time, the energy, all of these things, I want you to ask yourself this: when you are 90 years old on your deathbed and it's just you, what would your 90-year-old self be saying about this moment right now? What would your 90-year-old self say about you not doing all the things that you wanted to do? Because if it's regret, if it's remorse, if your 90-year-old self does not care about the things that you are stressing about right now and saying it's pointless, guess what? We'll figure it out. Life goes on. If your 90-year-old self is saying, live, make those experiences, have fun, enjoy, move across the world, lose the weight, whatever, go for a run. If your 90-year-old self is saying, I wish I did those things, I think that's probably what you should be doing. And that's what I'm going to leave it with. That's the end of my thoughts. Live. That's my commitment, to live. And to live in the truest sense of the word, abundantly. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, in all aspects. My fittest, leanest, healthiest, strongest, most abundant, richest, flourishing self. I hope that helps. And, my condolences to Hayden's family, and sleep in peace. Thank you guys, everyone that's on the live. I appreciate you being here. Rafalani, you said hi, and I'm saying back hi. But let's not get too caught up and forget how we should live. All right. Bye, guys.